received so many emails about AdSense approvals since I started this video, I've decided to finally just make a video about it. The reason I never wrote or made any video about it in the past is because I got my own AdSense account around 3 years ago, and it was kind of different back then. Also, I am not using AdSense in my YouTube channel and corresponding blog site. It was easier, much easier, from what I've been hearing today. My own site had only 5 or 6 pages on it when I applied. They were high-quality pages with a lot of research, but still, it was just 5 pages slapped onto a free WordPress theme. And I got approved right away. But today it's little difficult. The AdSense approval process today. Although it's not quite as easy to just get an instant approval today as it was in the past, the process hasn't changed. There are already a bunch of articles online that list guidelines and rules you need to follow, so I'm not going to repeat what they say. Instead, I'm going to talk about passing the quality standard of the AdSense reviewer who's going to look at your website. From what I've seen, most people who get rejected aren't rejected because they were missing something. It's because the site didn't meet the quality standards of the reviewer. It just wasn't seen as a high-quality site that provided value to the internet. But what exactly is a high-quality site that provides value? A lot of the points in this video are my own opinions and not officially stated guidelines in Google's AdSense policies. You can disagree and that's fine, but I think they're common sense tips since. Let's start. Firstly, it's a manual review, not an algorithmic review. The most important thing you have to realize is that an actual Google employee is going to visit your site, click around, and read your content. It's not a robot that just crawls around your site to check if you have everything outlined in their requirements list. That means, some ridiculously smart human being who works for Google is going to visit your site, click around, read your articles, analyze your source code, and then decide that it's a nice, high-quality website that provides value to readers. Following the guidelines is just part of the equation. To pass the manual review process, your site has to be high quality. So how do you make sure you have a quality site? Second point is make sure you have enough pages. There are a lot of reasons a site can get rejected. But when you do everything right, and still aren't accepted, this is usually the reason. From my conversations with others, some people have been rejected with 50+ pages, and some people have been accepted with 10 pages. These things aren't set in stone here. It's more about the overall quality of the site than it is about the number of pages. Really, all it takes is just some common sense. Don't just order 5 to 10 articles at 10 each and then submit for approval. Even with 100 pages, those types of articles seem to be the most common thing amongst sites that were rejected from what I've seen. Low quality, generic 500-word articles full of fluff. They don't add value to the internet. If it were me, I wouldn't apply until I had at least 5 really in-depth, well-researched posts above 2,000 words. These 5 long-form content combined with around 10 to 20 normal 700 to 1,000 word articles should be enough to please any manual reviewer. Buying articles. A lot of people buy articles for their site, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to apply for AdSense with a site that's full of articles that you paid for, make sure you paid a good amount of money. If your site is full of 5 to 10 articles, don't bother applying. It won't get accepted. Spend at least $30 to $50 per article. It may sound like a lot of money, but it's the price of a quality article. Third point is make your site about one topic. If you're submitting a site with less than 100 pages, stick to one topic, and provide value for one specific audience. A lot of rejected sites I've seen are magazine-type sites that talk about anything and everything. 5 posts about childcare, 5 posts about sports, 5 posts about design, and 5 posts about SEO. Unless you have hundreds of pages on your site, don't do that. Make your topic narrow. Make it about one thing only. Then now build traffic before applying. Traffic is not a factor that determines whether your site is accepted or not. But why apply before you have any traffic? You need traffic to make money. This is probably one of the biggest mistakes that I see, applying too early. Honestly though, I really don't understand this from a logical point of view because everyone seems to do it. What's the rush? You're not getting much traffic at this point. Why not wait until you do before applying, and grow out the site in the meantime? Build out the site first. Put out some great content. Build traffic. Build some backlinks. Rank for something. Get some engagement on your site from readers. There's no need to rush. If it were me, I wouldn't apply until I grew the site to at least 50 to 100 visitors per day. Then wait at least a month. I would prefer you wait until your site is at least 3 months old before you apply, but it really shouldn't be less than a month old. You can try it sooner, but it takes time to build and grow some traffic too, right? Remember, a human being reviews your site. Quality content is one thing, but if you have a site on a domain that was registered last week, with 20 posts slapped onto it, all published on the same day, I think it's a pretty obvious sign that you just threw something up to get your account approved. Now stick to a publishing schedule, at least in the beginning. Show the reviewer that your site is a real site that's here to stay. A domain registered a few days ago with 20 posts bulk published on the same day, and then none after that, doesn't show that you have a real site that's being grown into a quality site. Show that it's being grown out consistently. Stick to a consistent publishing schedule. Doesn't have to be every day, but if you can show that a new post is being added every day, it shows that the site is providing more and more value to readers as time goes on. Then get a premium WordPress theme and a custom logo. Getting a premium WordPress theme isn't absolutely necessary, but I recommend it for 2 reasons. Firstly, some free themes have spammy links or malicious code written in them. I've tried a few free themes where I would see a bunch of links coded into the footer. Usually, they're links to the theme creator's own niche sites. A few times, these links weren't even in the theme files but hidden in secret JavaScript files so that I couldn't easily delete them. You don't want anything like that showing up in the review process without you even knowing it. Secondly, most free themes don't have a nice design. It's tough to find a great-looking WordPress theme you can download for free. It's easier to find a theme with a design you like and install that instead. A shiny custom-designed site isn't necessary to get AdSense approval. But once again, it's a manual review from a human being and it helps you get a good first impression. Even I find myself discrediting a lot of sites as soon as I land on them if they don't have a good, clean design. If you don't have a WordPress theme already, I recommended newspaper theme. I will make a video about some premium theme, and by using these theme you will get AdSense approval easily. Logo. Getting a custom-made logo for your site isn't absolutely necessary either. But again, it helps. Logos don't cost that much money these days anyways. You can get one for $5 at Fiverr or just make one yourself using Photoshop or Illustrator. Then ditch categories. If you don't have over 25 posts in every category, ditch categories in your navigation. I come across a lot of sites that were rejected from AdSense, and this is a common feature that everyone has on their site. Having categories are a bad user experience if every category you click only has a few pages in them. I'm assuming people do this to make their site look more vibrant and full, but it actually has the opposite effect. Ditch them. Then link out to other helpful sites. Don't be a dead end on the internet. Link out to helpful resources and sites. But don't just blindly link to random Wikipedia pages. Link to actual helpful resources that support what you state in your articles. Now remove any ads from other ad networks. Google gives you a maximum of 3 ad spots for a reason. Any more than that, and it usually makes your site really spammy looking. Your site is there to provide value first, and make money second. Your site essentially makes money by providing value to readers. Plastering your page with ads from several networks makes for a bad user experience. Even if you decide you want to mix in other ad networks in the future, remove them when you submit your site for approval. Lastly, build backlinks, but don't buy backlink packages. Having some nice quality links pointed at your site from established sites is a good thing to have before you submit your site. This should be common sense, but don't order any link packages to your site, and don't submit sites where you have spammy links built on them. Yes, SEO and AdSense are not related to each other, but no manual reviewer who sees 20,000 comment links built last week is going to take your site seriously. Finally, just imagine how many spammy sites the AdSense reviewer has to go through in a day. Remember that for every site that gets rejected, a person had to sit there and go through it. It's been said that only 3 out of 1,000 sites are accepted. That means, these reviewers are going through about 997 sites before finding one that meets their standards. Following the policies and guidelines of what Google wants is important. But it's also important to review your site for quality in the shows of the AdSense reviewer. If you can do that, you should be able to get your AdSense account approved with no problems. If you not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon to get new video update at first. Thank you for watching video until last.